Hello and welcome back to Spekd for more painting, building, hobbying and some crafting. And continue on this week, we are going to be looking at solo play games. Okay, yes, it has been a little bit of time. I hope you guys are okay. I'm well, I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking. I have just been busy doing one or two other projects, such as some crafting. No, for real, some crafting. And really playing this game to get the most out of it, to see if it really is suitable to be a solo game, alongside some other games which I've been playing. And I've also introduced a family to, playing tabletop games. It's a double win. So maybe that could work for you. But look, looking at Warhammer Underworld Shadespire, this came out a long time ago. And this is another one of those games that you might have taken models for Age of Sigmar, because when Age of Sigmar first came out, these models had a particular piece of gameplay that was actually quite good. So you might have just taken the models, had the box, or you didn't actually have a chance to really play the game. But you kind of seen it knocking around. You might have just bought it and just left it on the side and thought, I can't be bothered to paint the models. If you're into the Mortal Realms magazine, this might actually be a quick way for you getting to play Shadespire. Yes, the models or enemies will be different than what's in the box set, but that can kind of be substituted and changed. There's no problems. Now, this game comes with a beautiful hard box there, absolutely brilliant design. That's me keeping a little shortcut table there, wondering what that is. So it comes with brilliant design. It comes with two boards, four faces, kind of small. I'll say just about the size of a short A3. They're really good hexes, very similar to the Betrayal of Calth, and again Blackstone Fortress piece there. But it's two boards. You get to put them together, and you can create your board in any which way that you wish in the rules and options. So you can slant them if need be, and it's great. It's a good little option. Multiple things going on. You get a lovely little booklet, quick play rules. These were great for getting started. I suggest that if you do have this, just go through your quick game rules. This is a game that has its own set of dice, character cards, and tokens. Everything is all self-contained. You don't really need anything else. Builds, they're just push fit models. A little bit of lore as to what was happening at the time. Now, there have been plenty of expansions since this came out. Lots of different box sets, lots of different factions, and that's all okay. It is what it is. But I didn't keep up with them because the game, for me personally, when I first played it, it just really didn't sit well for me personally, and I just used the models. Now, coming back to it in this time and really taking a little bit of time, I've actually found out it's quite a good game. I would say for me personally, it's better than Kill Team in its current state. Kill Team's current state is very competitional, competitive, and it is very much high-end, this is how it is. And I understand that. But with this, you've got a bit of flexibility. Yes, there are competitions, but it's more so about fun from what I'm seeing. So I never really got into it then, but yes, now this is the thing. It's a lot better than I would say, as I said, Kill Team. Good guy and Luke there, but not as good as Warcry. Warcry has more mobility and flexibility. You would argue, well, Kill Team's like Warcry or the equivalent. There's little nuances that mean that this plays quicker than Kill Team, but then Warcry plays quicker than this, but then the terrain on Kill Team is very nice, and etc, etc. Anyway, look, okay, so we've got some lore there, information, Whispers in the Shadows. So this is the story. Effectively, you've got these two factions going to this cursed place from Nagash. Once people enter, they can never leave. So introduction, tokens. There are quite a few tokens in the box. Quite a nice layout there. Quick play rules. Very nice. Now, I'll show you the models. Show you the gameplay. Well, not gameplay, but show you the models, show you the rules for the gameplay setup. Now, I have seen that this is online, and this is why this is being put in the solo section from myself. Because really, you do need two players to play this. I was looking at trying to randomize this, and it didn't really work out too well because there's a combination of card usage as well. So that kind of gives away tactics, so you need to know what your cards are to know what you're doing, which means then you can't kind of counterplay to that with any random accessibility, which is a thing. But online, they have actually produced the PC game for this, so you can play that, and it looks friggin' good. I do like to play one or two PC games, but I'm not as much as I used to be, like back in the day. This does take a lot of time, this hobby, which is nice. I find it like developmental. So anyway, that's the rules, just in case you lost them, because that can happen sometimes. They've even got multiplayer here for 4 players, like 3 and 4 players, so that's nice to see as well, because quite a lot of these games are just the base rules intended, and that's all you're getting. Now, in a way, this reminds me of an expanded version of Gore Chosen, and I think they came out around about the same time, except Gore Chosen has 1 or 2 card mechanics, but that's more for like action, attacks, and randomness. Okay, so let's get models together. Now, you would have seen these guys in my diorama, which I created for Khorne, where he was on the Blood Throne. And this is the guy that went missing that I needed for his axe, which is really cool. But I didn't get to have him in. Let's get a little zoom in there. They're going too bitty. I think the way that this designed, this is really like the precursor to Warcry, like the models, the setups, the idea of having war bands rather than just picking any models. And I think it was good for them to move away from this onwards. And I'm not trying to say that this is a bad game. It is a good fun game. Me and the missus learned pretty much how to play this in maybe about an hour, and was up and playing. It does take a little while to bite into the game, but once you start get going, that's it. It's yours. That's the cool models there. Now with the Stormcast Eternals, I chrome painted these. You can see the blue plastic there. I painted these, and they came out so shiny and so nice that I was enamored by it, and I was like, nope, that's it. I'm going to leave them as this. All my other models are painted in gold, so it's kind of strange. But what I considered was, for narrative, this is just when they've gone into like the negative realm, this is how they end up looking, and I left it as that. And I just love the shine on these. It's sprayed out so well, and you know, I just have to leave it as that. That's it. All right, but anyway, the warbands may seem a little bit odd, but you have a certain amount of actions that you take, so it kind of pans out and works really well. You get a selection of cards, so you have different warband cards, and they start you off with particular decks to test out. So I've kept together all the Khorne cards there, and tokens, initiative tokens, and whatnot. And the same for the Stormcast Eternal. The cards that collect glory to win the game. And the models, these are pretty much universal anyway. Each deck that you build, or each deck that you get, has its own character cards, but then you can build your own unique decks by using a combination of all the cards from all the boxes and expansions. Now, to show you that this is how far I got with the set, this is a set of cards that you should open up once you've played a few games. I've literally played like 4 or 5 games of this, and I don't consider that just enough yet. Now, I know there are expert people out there which have already opened this packet on day 1 and have customized their deck, but this is for deck customization, and that's what this is about. So if you do like maybe Magic the Gathering, you might like that aspect of deck customization, because you can get quite powerful. So with the board, you have hexes which are filled with either objectives, which are really nicely designed. Let's get those out and show those off, because the cards wasn't so interesting, but the objectives are really nice designed. And you know, when they got filled in spaces, you got these pieces here, you know, so you can't enter, and I really like that idea. I think they should have nicked that for Blackstone Fortress. That should have been a thing. Would have been nice to see. You also have these dice. You have attack dice and defense dice, and you know, attack and defense. I don't know whether they should have been an equal amount or not, but that's what I got. Each set of dice have hammers, which will be hits on some character cards. See here. Some will be swords, which is on the dice here. Hello, how you doing? You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some swords there. You got the assist action, so if there are 2 people assisting, I think you get an attack success. And there's 1 there. If 1 person assists, I think you get like 1 attack success. That becomes a success. And there's a critical. If you get 1 crit, that tends to supersede everything. You then have your shield to deflect, dodge action, critical. And same with the assisted there. So that's the dice there. The game itself is really good, but it has a hell of a lot of tokens. So we've got our wound tokens, our actions, our glory. And what I kind of like about this is you've got spendable glory. I mean, if you've ever seen any like battle reports with this or anything, that's all right, no problems. That's all right, no problems, baby girl. Glad to see you. That's cool. So proud of him. But anyway, look. Yeah. So they've got a lot of nice tokens that you kind of end up seeing in Kill Team and Warcry, which is good that they carried them over. And again, here was a test bed for that. It is a good game. It is a lot of fun. And if you do manage to get yourself a copy or whatnot off of eBay, and you could get someone probably about over the age of 12 to play, they'll get the hang of it. And simply because it's the requirements of the objectives of the cards, kind of like a stratagem deck, or you know, from 40k. So other than that, that's it for this one. Sorry I've kind of left it so long, but I've been extremely busy doing stuff and things, making sure your community post looks good. As I did actually record that, and I didn't like the way that it came out, honestly. And I thought, like, you guys deserve better, and I have to do better. So I'm going to re-edit that video. And thank you for all the pictures. So technically, you still do have time to send in pictures if you want to get those in for the next community post. But it is predominantly done. It's just that I didn't like the editing, so I have to do something slightly different with that for you guys. So much appreciated, and I wanted to say thank you to all the, you know, consistent subscribers and people keep coming back and kind of motivating me to continue to do this. You know, I am very grateful. I don't want to ramble and steal your time, but I think it's better time more so than any just to really say thank you, and you know, you are appreciated. Stay safe, be well. This has been Spekd. I've enjoyed my time. I hope you've enjoyed yours. And as always, PC out.